Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the Honda Civic Hybrid Hatchback. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Honda here in Murray for giving me some time with this Civic. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Powering this is a 2-liter 4-cylinder that's paired to a hybrid. It puts out 200 horsepower and then 232 pound-feet of torque. Fuel economy is 50 around town and then 45 on the highway. Before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So I think we can all agree this is one of the coolest colors you can get on the Civic, the bright blue. Now popping down below, really cool with the new headlight design. Notice the grille's blacked out with this. You do have some parking sensors integrated into the front end, but overall, cool looking car, right? Now our turn wheel setup is 235 by 40 by 18 on the front and over in the rear. And you can see here with the wheels, you got the silver with the metallic gray. It's kind of like a more satin metallic gray, but either way, looks cool, like little daggers there kind of pointing towards the center. Blacked out mirror cap and window trim. Got a little ground effect there on the side. But here's your side profile, and this is where you guys can see it's the hatchback. This leads us to the key fob where we have our lock and unlock function, remote start. We got the unlock for the hatch as well. Now, it is manual for the opening operation here, pretty typical in the segment. And one thing I do like about the Civic hatch is it's very spacious. I would say that when you compare this to the Corolla and the Mazda 3 that it competes against, it's probably got the most space here. And you also have the carb cover that's very easy to use. Pull that right across. And then they do give you these nice handles to help out with closing said hatch. Taillights are pretty cool looking. Of course, you got your Sport Touring and then your Hybrid badge down below. And there's the rest of the rear. Now, taking a look at the passenger cabin, we've got nice stitching here in the soft touch, and I like the blacked out trim. And then taking a look at the seats, got the perforated trim in the center. The gray coloration is an interesting contrast to the blue with this particular car. Now, the Civic is a compact car, so you're not going to have crazy amount of space, but you can fit adults back here pretty comfortably. The one downside is the headroom with the slope design, not the greatest. Now this leads us up front where we've got the soft touch up top. You can see down below as well. Notice the front two windows are automatic. You got the mirror adjustments. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. And then here's the front seat, perforated all down the center. Power adjustments here on the side. Let's see with the adjustments for the vent here. Nice soft touch at the top. And then you actually get fancy pedals with this as well. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, soft touch all around. We've got practical controls in the front, including volume, voice command controls. You've got your cruise control as well as your lane centering. Paddle shifters there on the back. Traditional stocks here as well. Now taking a look at the gauge cluster, you've got the little screens there on the other side which you can use to scroll through different info. You got the slider on the left side of the steering wheel to scroll through the other side right there. But the biggest thing is it shows you all the important information right on this gauge cluster to let you know what you're doing with the hybrid system, whether you're using the power or charging the battery. And I like the little raise up for the fuel. I think it's pretty cool with the little bars. Backup camera in reverse. Trajectory lines do turn with the steering wheel, and it's got pretty solid resolution for the segment. Quick response time with the screen. We do have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and even with the plastic covering, it actually does pretty well. Pull the power flow up. That'll be fun to see with the driving portion. We got the giant kind of vent design there across. Yeah, freaks out the camera, that's funny. We do have our climate controls, so dual zone climate, which we don't need that. We've got heated seats with this as well. And then this is our charging area with the wireless phone charging pad at the bottom. Shifter there to put it into gear. You drive mode select, which the drive modes will pop up here, but also here. So you get kind of like two different areas with that. Parking brake, brake hold, some cup holders, and then center console. I like the trim on the top. And then we've got a normal glove box, a regular rear view mirror, and then we've got a sunroof. Now, here's a quick look at the window sticker. This is the Sport Touring Hatchback. $34,500 is the total MSRP on this one. And let's see how it performs. Let's see how this performs. I like the the sound in reverse. I don't know if you guys can see that. Cold enough that we got visible breath. That's how I like it, honestly. I'll take this over the summer any day of the week, personally. Oh man, we got lucky. So what I'll say is very similar feeling to a Toyota hybrid. Not the same, but very similar feeling. Okay, so that just increases the kind of regen. It's not quite on the same level as a as an EV in terms of the aggression with the regen, but it does have some level that's going to provide a little, I wouldn't call it a one pedal drive, but more of a one pedal like driving experience. Man, the power is really solid with this. It's very smooth too. And being a new Civic, right, this is pretty luxury for an economy car. Not just the interior, but the overall driving experience. It's comfortable. It's relatively quiet. Compared to other economy cars, you just gotta always look at this with the segment that it lives within. But yeah, when you kind of take it all together, it's a pleasant experience. Just put that should be auto now, I think. We'll see. Yeah, and the suspension on this new Civic's actually very nice. Yeah, going on the train tracks soaks that up quite well. Wow, that's quick. Genuinely quick. This is a great car. Pretty underrated. The only downside with this compared to Toyota is Honda is so stuck on front wheel drive with their cars. And you know, Toyota's all-wheel drive system with the Prius is nothing fancy. It's literally just sending the electric power to the rear wheels so that you can call it all-wheel drive. And I think that's what Honda should do too. That's super simple. Just throw an electric motor on the rear wheels. I know the engineering's a little bit more difficult than that, but it can be done, Honda. So other than that, I mean, this is a really solid offering. And again, with proper snow tires, you don't need all-wheel drive. And I mean, here in Utah, like I always say that people should have snow, like not snow tires, definitely snow tires, but all-wheel drive. But man, the last couple of years, it's been doing this all winter in the valleys, basically just raining, and then in the mountains it still snows, of course. So it's like if you're just living in the valleys, not going up to the mountains, it's like, yeah, well, definitely just do some snow tires. So let me know you guys think about the Civic Hybrid, but I think this is a pretty, I mean, look at this. It's a hatchback just like the Prius. It's got nice luxury features like what you can get in the Prius, but this is, again, you don't have the all-wheel drive, but it's still a little bit less expensive than the Prius. $34,000 versus an XLE. Well, I guess nice XLE is like 30, if I remember right. I'm trying to remember the pricing. I think it's like close to, I think it's like 36, 30. It's a little bit more money. So let me know if you'd go Prius or Civic Hybrid, but I think that the Civic Hybrid's kind of underrated. And you don't have to get this fancy sport touring. You can get, the cool thing about this Civic Hybrid is you can get it in a lower package that brings it into the, you know, 20s. So that's also something to consider. Definitely makes it a little bit more affordable.